Now Rabbi Yoshua says an evil eye, and the evil inclination and hatred of other people remove a person from the world. Even the literal translation, the very, very simple literal translation of this Mishnah already shows you how applicable it is to today's world. But when you go into the deeper aspect of it, you'll be surprised at how far it goes. Now, first and foremost, when we talk about Ayin Hara, most people that have problems in their life in the Jewish world, you tell them, why did you lose your money? 9 out of 10 times, religious or not religious, Ayin Hara. Oh, evil eye, my neighbor looked at me. Since then, I lost my money. My partner asked me how much money I made. Since then, I lost all my money. The government came, took this, took that. The IRS started auditing me. The SEC started. This one started. That one started. Why did you, why do you think you got into an accident? Oh, I got a brand new car. The guy, my best friend told me nice car. Next thing you know, I crashed. Everyone wants to blame everything on Ayin Hara. Now, even though there is definitely an element of truth in that, there is a very, very big element of truth. According to Chazal, Ayin Hara is actually very, very strong. But there's also a different part of Ayin Hara, or the root issue of Ayin Hara, is not necessarily that someone is trying to bring evil to another person, but rather the source of it is jealousy. Why do we know that it's not always because someone wants to bring something bad? Because even a person's mother can give him Ayin Hara. Now, in most normal lives, in most normal relationships, usually the relationship a person has with their mother, the mom is going to love him more than anybody else, more than the father, more than the brothers, more than anybody. It's unconditional, unreasonable, unrational love. The mom loves the kids more than anything in the world. The father says something, if he even raises his voice too much, the mom, tiger. Don't talk to my kids like that. The whole week she's like, little tzedikah, quiet. All of a sudden, father said something, tiger. Lost an ear. Father just lost an ear just to make sure he knows to listen better next time. Don't talk to my kids that way. I remember when I was a kid, 3 years old, 4 years old, and it was probably 3 years old, 4 years old, something like that. And I went to, I guess it's preschool, I don't know, it's kindergarten, but it's before kindergarten, so it's preschool, right? I think it's called preschool. So I went to preschool, and there was this old lady, old mean lady that was the preschool teacher. And for whatever reason or another, I was very, very small when I was a kid. Something changed, apparently. And for whatever reason or another, I made her upset. She decided to pull my ear. So when I got home, as soon as I got home, I started crying to my mom. My mom the next morning went to the teacher. She almost beat her up. Touch my son. No, I didn't touch him. My son doesn't lie. You lie. Tiger. Touch my son. That's it. World War 17. Kill you, your family, your ancestors. I'll go back in the future just to make sure you're never born. Don't touch my kids. So the relationship a boy or a girl has with their mother, something that's beyond logic. And to be honest with you, many times in my life, my most difficult mental battles were trying to understand my own mother. Because I would get into arguments with my brothers. I have 3 brothers, Baruch Hashem, and we argue about everything. We'd argue about sports, we'd argue about money, we'd argue about anything you could possibly argue, we'd argue about it. And if there wasn't any reason to argue, we'd find something else to argue about. Especially when you're young. And my mom somehow would pick all the sides. Somehow everyone's right. What do you mean? But he just murdered the other guy. No, he didn't mean to. What do you mean he didn't mean to? He had a knife. He stabbed him. No, the knife fell into his hand. No, look, he said, I want to kill him. No, he was joking. He was joking. He didn't mean it. But he said, I'm planning it. He wrote a letter. I'm planning on killing A, B, C. No, that was just something else. You're not understanding the English he wrote. She'd somehow give us kaf zchut that's completely irrational. that somehow all of us were right. All of us were right. She loves all of us the same. And it would drive me insane. He's wrong. I'm right. No, pick my side. And the other one says, no, pick my side. But somehow she knew how to make peace better than anyone else in the world. And Baruch Hashem kept the family together throughout all the difficulties, the ups and downs. As crazy as it drove us, it's the one thing that kept us all together. And again, the root of it was something completely that makes no sense whatsoever. But that's a mother's love. Now, that very same mother, not talking about my mother, somebody else's mother, can actually give her own son Ayin Hara. Obviously, it's not on purpose. She loves him. She says, listen, Mabruk, Mazal Tov, you got a new raise in the job, next week you got fired. Oh, Mazal Tov, what a beautiful car you got. Next week, somebody ran into it, smashed the car. Somebody stole it. She didn't mean to do Ayin Hara. She didn't mean to do anything bad. She loves him more than anything in the world. But even a mother can give Ayin Hara to her children. So much so, in regards to the level of Ayin Hara, that a person can give themselves Ayin Hara. A person can give themselves Ayin Hara. This is also, by the way, the reason of why anyone that wants things, if you have something in the works that's big, that's good, whether it's monetary, you have a big deal in the making, or you're about to finish the Shas, you're about to finish a Gemara, you're about to do something big, something meaningful, don't tell anyone, including yourself. Meaning, don't say it out loud. Don't say, I can't wait until I finish Masechet, whatever Gemara you're up to. I can't wait. You say it out loud, just want to talk to yourself. You have no one to talk to. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. You want to talk to yourself. Don't say it. Your wife asks you, where are you going? You're going to the kollel to go learn. Don't say I'm going to the kollel to go learn. I'm going to my friends. I'm going to see my friends. She knows where you're going, obviously, because or else she's going to hang you right next to the statue that's the next door neighbor has. But don't say I'm going to learn. Why? Because Satan's going to come and interfere. You have a big deal in the making? Don't tell anyone. Keep it to yourself until it's finished. Once the deal is finished, you can tell your wife, but that's it. Don't tell the rest of the world. Including your brothers, your sisters, anyone, your parents, anyone. I'm telling you, it's not something that's against anyone's parents, chas v'shalom, or brothers, or loved ones. It's actually for their best interest. To keep your life, not necessarily secret, but contained. Because the more you publicize things, even if it's a mitzvah, you start telling people, listen, I planned that as soon as I made, $300,000, $400,000 in a year, I was going to invest and buy a Sefer Torah. You tell people, and last year I made double that. I made $700,000. So I'm going to go do a Sefer Torah. It takes a year. If you have it from the beginning to end, it takes a year approximately to write a Sefer Torah. So you tell people, I'm going to go have a Sefer Torah written. Big mistake. Big mistake. Even if the Sefer Torah comes to fruition, B'ezrat Hashem, and you end up donating it, you'll see that how much problems came to you as a result of you publicizing to the world, or even to one person, that you are doing a big mitzvah. So, one of the main things in regards to Ayin Hara is that one of the main causes of it is jealousy. One time there was a guy that bought one of these 4x4 Jeeps. Brand new 4x4 Jeeps. Always wanted this car. And one day he was able to afford it. Went into the lot. Paid for the whole thing cash. $60,000. Brand new Jeep. Comes home. He's happy with his Jeep. The whole world could be collapsing. He's got his Jeep. He's happy. He just looks outside the window, he sees the 4x4, he becomes happy again. Life was worth living just for this 4x4. You know how some people love their car more than they love their wife. He sees wife screaming, kids are yelling, the dog just made himself at home in the kitchen. He doesn't care. He's got his 4x4 outside. He's looking at it. Next morning, he's excited to go to work, to tell all of his buddies about his 4x4 car. As soon as he gets to the car, Charav alav olamo. His world ends. What happens? He sees 4x4, 4x4, and someone engraved on his car with a knife equals 16. 4 times 4 equals 16. Someone was so jealous, they had to ruin it. He said 4 times 4 is 16. Thought he was a smart guy. One of these smart people. The guy, misken, what Tisha B'Av. Yesterday was Independence Day, today's Tisha B'Av. He goes, skips work, goes to the car lot, says you gotta fix this, no, that, paint it, no problem, we'll take care of it today. He goes to work, comes back at the end, everything looks brand new. Comes home, he's happy, back to happiness. The next morning, 4 times 4 equals 16. He's losing his mind, goes back to the lot. He's like, apparently one of these Reshaim neighbors that I have is so jealous, he doesn't let me enjoy my 4x4. What should I do? He goes, why don't you be smart and just do it for him? Listen, he's engraving with a knife, ruining the paint and everything, equals 16. Why don't you just get a piece of metal, the same way that the 4x4 silver looks like. Get a piece of metal with the equal sign. Get a piece of metal for the 16. That's it. So he has nothing to engrave. Because you know what? You're a genius. That's what we're going to do. He goes, okay, listen, it's going to be extra money. No problem. Just do it. Whole day's job. They fix it. He comes home. 4x4 equals 16. He's back to his happiness. He's back to Purim. Next morning, Shem Yerachem, he sees the biggest engraving yet. 4 times 4 equals 16 is what he has. And then he says, exactly. The point being is that when someone is jealous, when someone sees another person have something that they want, or they feel like they're entitled to, they can't live with themselves so long as someone has it. The Rambam in his commentary on Pirkei Avot says that the root of an evil eye is a burning desire for money, craving for material pleasure, and an unfriendly approach. These are all sicknesses that lead to depression. He calls it Mara Shchora. Literally means a black gallbladder. A black gallbladder secretion. And this leads a person to despise seeing other people to a point where he hates them for no reason. He doesn't even know the guy. He sees the guy has a brand new 4x4, he hates him. The guy is 28 years old, got a job, guy's making a decent living, just got married, guy doesn't even know him. He's 31 years old, not married, he hates him now. Why do you hate him? What did he do to you? He's a Jew, you're a Jew, he wears a kippah, you wear a kippah, he goes to Beit Knesset, you go to Beit Knesset. Why? Because he's 28 and he got married and you're still alone? It's not his fault. What? He decided you're not going to be married. He hates him. These people end up preferring solitude. They prefer to be alone, which will eventually bring them to ruin. This inner hatred creates such anger inside the person that not only Is it something that hurts the other people with their evil eye and their jealousy, but it ends up killing the person himself that has this evil eye? In the Gemara, Baba Batra, page 2b, it says a man is not allowed to stand over a field of his friend and admire it. Your friend has a field, your friend just bought a brand new property, and he's inviting you. He's inviting you, come see my brand new property. That's what usually people do. They go buy a lot in the middle of nowhere. They think it's going to be in the next Times Square. What do? They bring, hey, look, I bought 37 acres for $2,000 an acre. It's going to be $10 million an acre one day. So what does he want to do? He wants to invite everybody. Hey, look, it's this boy from high school. Brings his friend from high school. Look what I bought. 74,000. Watch, one day it's going to be worth 74 million. Big mistake. Gemara says, that person that came, obviously the person that invited him is making a mistake for inviting Ayin Hara to his life. But the person that came, he's not allowed to look. He's not allowed to look and admire his friend's field. Why? Because his eye can hurt it. He can look at it, admire it, and cause damage from his eye. It's like I told you guys the joke, I think it was a couple of weeks ago. Two guys known for having Ayin Hara sitting next to each other. One guy says, you see that new bridge? As soon as he says, you see that new bridge? Bridge collapsed. Hashem Elachem. The other guy says, wow, what an eye you have. Boof! His eye popped out. But that's evil eye. Gemara Baba Metzia, page 38. It says something, mamash, if you think about it, scary, of how dangerous evil eye is. It says if somebody finds a talit, a piece of clothing, it happens sometimes somebody leaves their talit in the Beit Knesset, or they leave it in a store, or a piece of clothing, a jacket or something. People lose stuff all the time. Now in Judaism, unlike other religions, we have an obligation. If we know who it belongs to, we have an obligation to return it. If it's another Jew, you have to return it. If it's not a Jew, you do not have to return it, but if you do return it, it can be Kiddush Hashem, which is the biggest mitzvah in Judaism. So, the Gemara says if somebody finds a talit, or a piece of clothing, he's not allowed to spread it open and show it to the world and say, hey, is this jacket, this talit, this dress belong to anybody? Not allowed to do it. Why? Because the admiration of the people, if they see it's a nice talit, it's a nice dress, it's a nice jacket, can cause damage to the owner from their evil eye. It's Gemara. It's Mount Sinai. The Chazon Ish, Zecher Tzadik Livracha, says that one of the mysteries of creation is the ability of a man to unleash hidden forces in everyday existence merely by his intellect. His thought process alone can cause physical things to be destroyed. As in this Mishnah, a person experiences excessive agitation over other successful people and covets their item, which is do not covet as one of the 10 commandments. You're not allowed to do that. He wants them. He's jealous. He sees the other guy just got married. Even if he doesn't want his wife, but he wants a wife and he's jealous that his friend got married, Shem Echem, how much damage he can cause them. This is also part of the reason why it's not advisable to maintain close friendship with single people if you just got married. It's not advisable. I've never met a single person that's happy. New couples usually are happy. This is not exactly the ideal situation, unless, they're serious people, they're going to get married soon, but in general, you should find other couples. Couples should be with couples, singles with singles, because also the mindset of a person when he's single or she's single is different than a married couple. create a lot of different issues. And also, it's not exactly a great idea to bring your single girlfriend to your house for your husband to look at. Because despite how much of a tzaddik he is, he still has a Yetzer Hara. And she has a Yetzer Hara. This is also why there's a mitzvah of yichud. You're not allowed, a man is not allowed to be alone with another woman that's not his wife. Unless it's a place that's public, where anybody can come in and go. If there's an office, there's other people coming and going, they're allowed to be. They're allowed to meet. But if everyone left, the whole company left, she's the CEO, he's one of the employees, not allowed to be together. He's scared. She's 87 years old. He's 20. It's never going to happen. Not allowed. Not allowed. The Chazon Ish says, by him coveting these items, by him being jealous of his friend's wife, him being jealous of his friend's car, her being jealous of her friend's husband, her being jealous of her friend's kids. The Chazon Ish says they place these things in extreme danger. So, amas sakanat nefashot. Now, the question is, what is the root cause of Ayin Hara? Ayin Hara, we see already that it comes from jealousy. So what's the cause? Everything there's a cause, there's an effect. What gets a person to a point where they feel an overwhelming feeling of jealousy? Being jealous of another person. He has a car, you don't have a car. He has a job, you don't have a job. He knows the whole Shas by heart, you don't even know Parashat Bereshit by heart. You're jealous. Now in the Torah, you're allowed to be jealous for the purpose of learning, meaning being competitive. You're jealous that the other guy knows the entire Gemara by heart, or the entire Parasha by heart, or even just the entire prayer by heart, and you don't, but that's going to lead you to study harder, you're allowed. But if you're purely jealous that he has it and you don't, it's not allowed. It's 100% sin. Just like it's a sin to eat pork, it's a sin to be jealous. But it's much worse. Why? Eat pork, you have a sin in Shamayim, you're going to pay for it one day in Gehenom. But being jealous, you don't wake up during the resurrection of the dead. It's a much bigger problem, being jealous. But what's the root cause of why would you ever be jealous? No, anyone's going to take a guess? Hazaka u'bucha. Hazaka u'bucha. Wow, 1 for 1 already. I didn't even have to ask the question. Supposed to get like 3, 4 wrong, and I'm supposed to get the right answer. See, my students are not supposed to be students. That's exactly it. The only reason why someone has even 1 ounce of jealousy is a result of lack of emunah in Hashem Yitbarach.